Welcome back to Frontend Insight. In today's video, we are going to see module services component loading in Node.js and how change detection on push method and Zone.js act in Angular. Okay, so I know, are you guys confused about how modules, services, and components loads in Node.js? Wondering how Angular's change detection strategies like OnPush and Zone.js fit into the picture. Okay, so guys, stick around because today we are breaking it all in simple terms. Okay, so the first one is introduction to the module, service, and component loading in Node.js. Okay, so first let's talk about Node.js. At, at its core, Node uses the common JS module system to load modules. So each file is treated as a module and exports specific functionality. You can see the below code into importing of a module and the exporting of a module. Okay, so in Node.js, services or components can be loaded on demand. This lazy loading mechanism ensures that only the module you need are loaded, keeping memory uses optimal. Yes, with the help of that, keeping the memory uses optimal. Okay, so for services, Node often uses dependency injection libraries like Inversify.js. Okay, but Angular handles this differently. Let's connect to this. Let's connect this to the Angular's architecture. Okay, so our second point is service and component loading in Angular. Okay, so in Angular, the way module, component, and services are loaded in slightly different from uh, loaded is slightly different from Node.js. Okay, so Angular has its own ng modules which demands the structure and dependencies of an app. Okay, so components and services belong to this model. So if you see the below example, if you see the example, we have the ng model decorator, and inside that we have the declaration provider and bootstrap, and we exported that ng model. Okay, so inside the declaration we have app component. Inside the provider array we have my services, and we are bootstrapping the app component. Okay, so services in Angular are provided using the dependency injection mechanism. Once service is injected into a component, it becomes available for use. It becomes available for use. Okay, so now how does Angular's change detection strategy like OnPush and the Zone.js library interact with these modules and services? So let's find out. Okay, so change detections means is our third topic, change detections in Angular. Okay, so change detections in Angular is the process of tracking updates to the DOM whenever data in your application changes by default. Okay, okay, so by default, Angular uses the default change detection strategy, which checks every component in the tree for updates. Okay, so but for performance critical application, we have OnPush. So this strategy tells Angular to check a component only when its at the rate input changes or if an event like a button click triggers a change. Okay, so if you can see in the below exam, we have a component decorator, and inside that we have the selector template, and we use the change detection there. So in the components metadata, we can use the change detection strategy on push. Okay, so on push is a great for reducing unnecessary checks, but it requires you to carefully manage your data flow. Now let's move on the our fourth part, means what is the role of Zone.js in the change detection. Okay, so uh, where does Zone.js comes in? Zone.js is a library Angular uses to patch asynchronous operations like set timeout, promises, and HTTP calls. Okay, so if you see the below code, we have written below example, we have set timeout and then we took one variable and updated the means we have sent some value the string there and we have mentioned the timer to the set timeout. Okay, so without Zone.js, Angular wouldn't know that a change occurred. Okay, so Zone.js detects these asynchronous operations and triggers change detections automatically. Okay, so what if you want to bypass Zone.js for better performance? That's that's where the manual change detection with change detector rep comes into play. If you see the example, we have constructor and inside the constructor we have injected the change detector rep. Okay, and we take the one private variable CTR. Okay, so whenever we are updating the data, we can manually uh, run the change detection. So with the help of detect changes method. Okay, so so I guess that is what all the points we have covered. Okay, so what are the best practices for combining these concepts? Okay, so here are some best so here are some best practices to keep in mind. So first, use OnPush for component with predictable data flow. Okay. Second, optimize services by ensuring they are singleton when possible. Third, leverage lazy loading for modules to improve performance. Okay, and the last, use Zone.js. Zone.js sparingly and fallback to manual change detection for critical paths like detect changes, CDR dot detect changes. In the last example, we have seen. Okay, so so guys, and that's it. How Node.js module loading and Angular dependency injection on push change detection and Zone.js all comes together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such content. See you in the next time. Thank you.